job point of view. So you try to understand it thoroughly. Now what I will do, I will go through the initially some theoretical part, then we will see in the system also how it is working. Okay. TD means transportation and distribution. Normally we use TD process or TD shipment. So if we are hearing any word like TD, you see nothing but a transportation and distribution. It is the transportation is the movement of the people or goods from one place to another. In simple terminology, the term is derived from the Latin or some information about from where the transportation word is derived. In our industry, transportation processing is a central element in the logistics supply chain. The functionality allows to control and monitor the entire shipment and account for the entire cost of transport. So shipment here is nothing but a normal how we are. I will show you the system later on. Initially, we will go to some theoretical part. Shipment is nothing but a definition of shipment is nothing but a single or combination of deliveries. So this functionality, TD functionality, mainly helps us to control and monitor across from the loading to till the truck is reaching to your customer. For example, you are loading in some plant and it has to reach to the customer by traveling so and so time. So by using this particular shipment process, we will be able to control and monitor the entire shipment process, and later on whatever transportation costs are involved, because vehicle whatever transportation costs are involved, we will take care of that part. Either vehicle is supplying by some third party supplier, we will pay to that guy for that transportation cost. TD mainly deals with the road transport and all non-road transport, which are dealt in under TSW. Normally in oil and gas, we have different kind of mode of transport. That is road, or we'll call it truck scenarios or road scenarios. Other than road, we have sea, barge, vessel, pipeline, rail. So these are another 5 mode of transport normally we use it. Other than road, all non-road transportation, like I said, sea, barge, pipeline, rail, vessel. So all these 5 transportation will be dealt in the TSW process. The in-transit stock in SAP. In-transit stock means after loading confirmation, means once the truck is loaded in your depot and it is reaching to your customer. So we have to track the stock in between that, because that one truck has it loaded, for example, 10,000 liters. It is on the way to the customer. So we have to understand how much stock is there in transit at that particular time. That also is possible to use. That also is possible to track by using the TD process. So normally what happens, will have orders. Those orders, normally orders, deliveries, those will make as a scheduling. Here you can see assign deliveries to the vehicles. For example, today I have 5 orders. The 5 orders quantity, 5 orders has the same material. For example, diesel. So the diesel out of the 5 orders, the diesel has to deliver around 50,000 liters for 5 customers. So I can which are belongs to the same route, so that I can plan my vehicle which is having the 50,000 liters capacity. Okay, so we'll see what are the orders we are having at that moment, and what are the delivery dates for that. If delivery date is same, route is same, and materials are same, then we will plan for the vehicle. So that is nothing but a scheduling. Scheduling is nothing but a assign deliveries to vehicles. Delivery is nothing but a document which is having the information about the ship to party and the material with quantities, delivery dates, with loading date, other dates. So that is nothing but a scheduling process. We will see how many deliveries are ready to deliver, which are having the same loading date and which are belongs to same route. Of course, ship to party will be different. The truck can stop in different stops. And then after scheduling, we'll go for the loading. Once we have planned, okay, this vehicle can carry one delivery or n number of deliveries according to the vehicle capacity or route or some other parameters. So once you are planning, once you assign the deliveries in system to vehicle, okay, this vehicle can carry this delivery or n number of deliveries and so and so information. Okay, once we have that plan or scheduled, we'll go for the loading. Loading is physically happens at the plant level. Load vehicles the loads according to whatever you scheduled. For example, in the picture you can see there are three compartments, the same truck. So in which truck, which material has to be loaded and how much quantity has to be loaded. So we'll have the clear plan of about that vehicle, how we are going to load for this particular vehicle. That vehicle will contain the deliveries. That's what shipment is nothing but a combination of deliveries or a single delivery. So we have scheduling, we have a loading and delivery confirmation. Here you can see record delivery of shipment. So delivery confirmation is nothing but a post goods issue in the delivery side, from the delivery side. If you don't have IS file, what we'll do, we'll create order, delivery and post goods issue by following picking, packing, loading and the other additional things. So the post goods issue in the shipment process will be calling as a delivery confirmation. Delivery confirmation is nothing but the product is delivering to the customer. So that process is calling a delivery confirmation. So in TD process, we have three kind of process, mainly scheduling, loading, delivery confirmation. So we have to schedule what deliveries has to carry by using this vehicle, in this vehicle, and what are the quantities we can load for each compartment. Of course, if you have one compartment, no issues. If you have multiple compartments also, in SAP, maximum compartments are 16. One vehicle, of course, it is not for vehicle, truck, but in barges or rail scenarios, normally we'll have 16 compartments. That is the maximum. So scheduling, loading and delivery confirmation are the process in TD. You can see how the vehicle, in the TD process, we have one master data, that is vehicle master data. Because we have to, master data is nothing but a information about something. Information is about the customer, information about the material, information about something, whatever you want, you are going to use in our system. Similarly, information about vehicle is nothing but a master data. So in TD process, one master data we have, that is vehicle master data. Here you can see the vehicle will have a driver. The vehicle master data will have a driver information, and we have a, here you can see this is called as a compartment. Each one, you can see the compartment here, and this will call as a n number of compartments, because one truck can carry a number of compartments, and it will have a meter readings, and it will have a this will be calling as a transport unit. So I think you are already having the SAP help link website. If you go there and you can see more theoretically what is about transportation, what is about compartment, so what is about meter. That is a one-time reading. I will give the link to you. I think we already will be having that link. And just type in Google like SAP IS file downstream. So you will get the link there. You can see all the TD master data for vehicle. And you can see here from this picture, TD is an integration of various process in the supply chain. It is dealing with both sides, inbound and outbound. Means inbound means purchases, outbound is for sales. So the TDD process is not only for the sales side, it is also for purchases side. And it is not only for both, even you can use for your STO, stock transfer order. And it is useful for tracking of the in-transit stock. Suppose after loading confirmation, once you load the vehicle, till it is reaching the customer, you have to track your stock. So tracking of the in-transit stock. For example, at a certain time, this time, I want to see how much material is in the in-transit of product diesel, so that I can go to simply to in SAP, you can see the stock check by MMBE, for example. There I will go to I will give the material number and I will give the storage. This in transit will be tracking by the using storage location, process storage location. So I will give the storage location. Normally it will be 499999, so that I will be able to see how much stock is there in the in transit. So that is one of the important, because normally this is not like direct sales or something going to the shop and picking them. It's not like that. Normally loading will be there. Loading is the process involving in oil and gas. Then we do the delivery confirmation. So if you take any company, oil companies, global oil companies, they will be using a number of thousands of vehicles per day. So they should have the clear picture and the clear control of their in-transit stock also. And uh, it is one of the main important is to handle in-transit gain and losses. As I said earlier, since oil products are calling as a natural gas, uh, it is changing based on volume is changing based on the pressure, temperature, and density. For example, you are loading at morning 7 o'clock. Uh, Morning 7 o'clock temperature is, for example, 15 degrees temperature. So at 15 degrees temperature, the same product diesel will have 1000 liters, but it has to travel around some 500 miles, and it is reaching to the customer midnight, for example, 12 o'clock. So the temperature will go down. It is 10 degrees temperature, density varies, so that the diesel volume can go up or can go down. So you are loading something 1000 liters, but since the material temperature is changing at the time of delivery, I think the quantity can go up or can go down. It will go definitely, because it is a natural product. It is depending on the temperature, density, and pressure. So since any one of these are changing, all are changing. The volume normally varies between loading and delivering process. So you have to understand how much you have loaded, how much you have delivered. It can be gain or it can be loss. So that is one of the main objective to have 3D shipment. So why you are using 3D shipment? It is explained here. It is you have to understand why do you need a 3D in your business. What happens if you don't have 3D in business? If you don't have 3D in your business, you can't have the control on your in-transit stock. You can't have the control on your gain and losses. And it is integrated. It is not only for the sales side, it is not only for the purchase side. So it is integrated for both sides, supply chain, either inbound or outbound. So this is the why are you using 3D in your business. And integration part, you can see normally if you take purchases, we'll have a purchase order and shipping notification or inbound delivery. And then that inbound delivery will be assigning to vehicle. This is nothing but all is vehicle. That will be calling as a transportation distribution. We will do the scheduling, we will do the loading, we will do the delivery confirmation. If take SD side, sales order, we'll have sales order delivery. That delivery will be assigned to 3D. So that is from side, it is a goods received. From sales side, it is a goods issue. So end of the day, deliveries will be assigned to shipment. Okay. So this is why do you need TD in business is important. You have to understand that clearly. Master data announcement, you can see marine, how it looks, and rail, pipeline, and road. So and road scenario normally will use a truck. So it will have a transport units, compartments, and meter readings, driver information. I will show the material master data once we go to SAP. Okay. Inbound, how the inbound process works is we have a purchase order, shipping notification, which is nothing but an inbound delivery, and we will assign to bulk shipment. Then we'll do the we'll do the bulk shipment is nothing but a process of scheduling, loading confirmation, delivery confirmation. Delivery confirmation is nothing but a goods receipt and invoice. So this straight away, this process, whatever you are seeing in the bottom of the slide, purchase order, shipping notification, goods receipt, invoice. This is a standard process, but bulk shipment is coming in between shipping notification to goods receipt. So to do your goods receipt, you are using a process called shipment, because we have to plan what vehicle it is carrying, okay, and who is the driver, and what are the compartments we are loading, and then we will do the loading confirmation physically in the plant. Then we will send, the truck will be leaving from the plant, and it will be in transit certain time for a certain time. Then it will be delivering to the customer. So after that only we will go for the goods receipt confirmation. Then invoice is a normal process. So bulk shipment is a process after delivery, creation, and before goods receipt or goods receipt. Similarly, if you take reservations, like if you want to move a stock or if you want to reserve some stock, also that also is possible by using the bulk shipment. Plan to plan transfer. And outbound shipment is nothing but a sales. Normal process is sales order, delivery, goods issue, post customer invoice. So this bulk shipment is coming into the picture after delivery creation and before goods issue. So we are using the bulk shipment process to send your material. This is a plan, this is a customer. You can send one of these more different kind of mode of transport. So we'll schedule, we'll load, and we'll deliver confirmation. Yeah, by using the bulk shipment process, you can control your both inbound purchases and outbound sales, and transfer between your plants or service locations. And yeah, it is having the design. It can be used for anywhere, any kind of processes, not only for sales, not only for purchases, not only for your STOs. Yeah, this slide, I will show you this once again in system. What is, suppose we have a inbound delivery, okay. So inbound delivery will be for your discharge, because you are receiving the material, that will be called as a discharge. For example, if you taking the, sorry, it is for loading purpose, because you are loading the material into your plant. So it will be only for loading purpose. If you take delivery, it is for discharge. Reservation, discharge. So we have to make sure when we are creating any shipment, I'll tell you what is the loading and what is discharge. It is nothing but the control of your particular document. If you are taking shipping notification or inbound delivery, what all exactly you are going to do? Are you going to do the loading and discharge, or you are going to do only loading? Okay. Or if you are taking any sales process delivery, are you going to use for loading and discharge both sides or only discharge? So that's what we have to control in one bulk shipment. You see load and discharge relevant documents. So if you are taking any document in your shipment, you have to make sure whether it is a load relevant or discharge relevant or both. it can be having the both. If take the delivery, yeah, this is important. You have to remember the this particular movement type 311, which is coming in ISIL process only, which is nothing but a after loading confirmation between delivery confirmation, the stock which is in the in transit is tracking by the movement type 311. So rest of the goods movement like 101 is a standard goods receipt movement type, and 3011 also a standard one, 601 is a standard one. But apart from that, we have a 311. I will show you where it is triggering the 311. Stages of shipment, we have loading confirmation process because the actual quantities and products loaded for a particular shipment. Quantities and scheduling are planned quantities because that is the planned quantities exactly what you are going to load at particular compartment. That is the planned quantities and are defaulted at loading stages. Suppose you are giving the same shipment, so whatever you are planned, it will be there in the loading time also. Manual loading confirmation is the alternative data entry using a terminal automatic system. Terminal automatic system is nothing but your plant or gantry. We will call as a gantry, GANTRY. So manual processing is possible. And unplanned rebrand is nothing but a process of, for example, the BOM comes at bill of material, which is nothing but main product will be delivering by mixing of some other materials in the background. So the in-transit concept is central to the loading step. A goods movement occurs when the product is moved into the in-transit location. And API parameters can be calculated and stored. API means nothing but a QCI parameters will be calculated at the loading confirmation because we have to make sure under what conditions you are loading your material. Temperature, density, and pressure if you are in pressure. So we have to make sure that at what temperature and what conditions you are loading, so that record will be stored. So system will use all the interim measures values according to your temperature and density, whatever you are given. For example, you are loading at 15 degrees temperature, the liters is 10,000 liters, but at the time of delivery confirmation, it may go down or up. So again, we will do the QCI at the time of delivery confirmation so that you can understand how much you are loaded and how much you are delivered. Yeah, it is a major function is a track. That is the main thing in transit stock. You can track it. The stock remains in the in-transit location until it transferred to the actual receiving plant or customer. So that still belongs to our stock only. The assignment of in-transit location is specified in the customizing. I will show you how system is understanding where to post. From the inventory point of view, we have to make sure that the product is delivered from plant and storage location, loading plant and loading storage location to in-transit location. So system has to use some different storage location for that. That will be normally we are calling as a 49999 is a standard one. So as soon as your loading confirmation is done, for example, you are loading at GOIL plant, with location 40001 our start. Okay. After loading confirmation, same GOIL plant, storage location, inventory will be changing from 0001 to 49, so that we can understand under this plant, GOIL plant, stock is in transit. This much stock is in transit because that is a loading plant. The loading plant will use the in transit location to track how much they have already loaded because that is not in the physical location, that is in transit for that particular plant. So we have to make sure in the customization telling that use this in transit location for this plant. So that system will do automatically when loading confirmation is done. you can see you have a shipping notification inbound delivery telling that regular material is 12,000 liters and super is 6,000 liters. So what you do? You will do the bulk shipment loading 12,000 liters and 6,000 liters. In the compartment, you can plan this compartment maximum capacity is 6,000, for example, each compartment, and this is the first, this is second, third. Second, third compartment can carry the regular vehicle of 6,000 each. So we are loading into two compartments, and first is the super. We are loading like this. So this is about the compartment planning and scheduling process. Here you can see in transit plant or in transit storage location level, you can carry out the quantity conversion. So we have received the goods receipt, and we will put here under some condition by following the excise duty handling. So as I said yesterday, for example, if you are receiving the goods receipt, what system does is it will try to find out the ED group code from the OH24 table, because we are using a plant GP01, store location is this one, GILT. So plant will be belongs to one company code. So the company code and plant and store location and valuation type. So based on these parameters, we will have a ED group code from 24 table. Then since this is a goods receipt, it has to read the table 25 to check vendor handling type, whether handling type is allowed in the table or not. So excise duty handling process will be validated if you are doing anything in the background. Shipment costing is the process where normally if you are using third party vehicles, for example, why you use third party vehicle is a question here. For example, take any company, they can't have, they normally in oil companies, they use third party suppliers will be normally are available, because what happens if a customer is somewhere else, he is placing order for 10,000 liters for that particular 10,000 liters, but what is exactly in your business is all your vehicles are having at least for example 50,000 liters capacity. So you can't send your vehicle for 10,000 order. That is one case. So in that case, what you will do? You will take the help of your nearby supplier who is providing the vehicle. So he will be having they are dedicated vehicle suppliers, transportation suppliers. So what they do? They will be having all the trucks normally for all the quantities, or they will have similar request from other businesses. For example, BP is selling to that people will be calling as a haulier who is providing the transportation. So haulier, what hauliers will receive from Shell, they will receive from BP, they will receive the orders from some other company also. So they will see whether the same material or not, same route or not, so that they can plan themselves, or they can send by clubbing it, or we will send a number of orders to the haulier. They will validate the orders. They will see, okay, I can use this truck for this one order or a number of orders. So the transportation handling normally will be dealt by hauliers in this process, where exactly you don't want to put more transportation costs since the order quantity is less, or customer is available somewhere else, or you don't have the transportation itself for that particular location. I have my own transportation in London, but I don't have transportation in Manchester location, for example. So in Manchester location, I can take the help of haulier who is providing the transportation help. Then you have to pay for them because for their services. How much the vehicle is traveled is one parameter. We can maintain based on the travel distance, or you can pay according to the time normally. So you can pay based on times and based on distance and based on number of stages, how many stages you stop. Because not only the distance, not only the time, you have to go somewhere and wait and drop the material. So it will take some time. So you can pay based on number of stages also. So normally I'm thinking based on days, based on duration, time. how much time we have to travel in hours and minutes, and based on stages. So we can take all this control and pay the shipment cost. In a service agent, you have to put your agreement, purchase agreement, because it's providing the services. Because we are using their services in nothing but a purchasing service. So we have to put the purchase agreement for that by taking conditions. Yeah, as I said here, distance, and you can take the control of weight. In pricing, this is a separate pricing procedure for shipment. So it is to follow the same standard SAP pricing procedure only. Like define the condition type, we have to put the initially field catalog, what are the parameters for your shipment cost, distance, uh, or weight, or volume, or duration. So whatever parameters are going to consider for the shipment cost, you have to maintain the field catalog and create the condition table. Nothing but a field or combination of fields. So you will choose the fields or combination of fields and you will make a condition table. Then access sequence. Then you will make the condition types for the shipment cost. Okay, so we will assign the access sequence to condition type. It is a normal procedure according to as a standard SAP pricing procedure. As I said here, they have different scale basis, distance, gross or net weight, postal code, tariff zone, number of shipping units, travel time, travel duration. So you can take any one. If normal these are the many business are normally using. So we'll make sure that all the fields are available in the field catalog. Then for that check. Calculation type, how they are going to calculate. For example, if they are going to calculate at distance, they have to consider the calculation type would be duration or in kilometers, something like that. So they are saying gross weight or net weight, then it can be in volume or it can be in weight basis or percentage basis. It will vary from the scale to scale. Maximum and minimum for each condition type we can maintain. Another is a terminal automation system, which is nothing but we will call as a task in short, TAS task. Describe the business scenario, how that particular plant is going to operate it. For example, sometimes we will do the manual loading. Suppose there is some small plant or you have a limited lifting. I mean, this contracts are limited per day or very few, so you can do the manual loading. And somewhere you will be operated the plant automatically. So as soon as there will not be any manual interfere here. Normally, what happens? The trucks will be getting into the plant, and they'll put on the truck on particular bay where the loading happens. The truck driver will give the initial information like whatever reference he has got from the scheduler, which is nothing but the scheduler will confirm the scheduling process. He will give the shipment number, for example. So the truck driver will be entering the shipment number in the truck bay. So system will do automatical loading into the tank according to the compartment. Just he will put the pipes for each compartment and will enter the shipment number. So there are another check there. System will again ask the driver, do you want to? It will show the information what exactly is planned for compartment one, 10,000 liters. Compartment two, 10,000 liters of super, for example. It will give information once again because to notify the deliver again. If the driver wanted to have the less quantity delivered, you will be able to change there again. Otherwise, you will just press OK. So the loading will be done automatically from the pipe. Driver task would be only two things. getting into the plant and putting on right bay, because they will be knowing, drivers normally will be knowing where they have to put the bay, where the truck exactly, and connect to the pipes, because they are driver only has to put the pipes into the tank. Then there will be small kind of mission will be uh, mission will be available. He will enter what is the reference number, which is nothing but a shipment number, or we'll call it a load ID. Okay, it means a identification for your load. The identification normally shipment number only. So you will enter the shipment number. As soon as you enter the shipment number, whatever the scheduler is scheduled, it will show to the driver again to notify and get the confirmation something. Probably sometimes things can happen like schedules are loaded something, but the driver is carried some different vehicle wrongly, or the truck is already having some material within the tank. It happens. So the purpose, but to have a notification to the scheduler, the main driver will have the control again. So the data whatever is entering, and because we can't allow all the vehicles just get in the bay and try the nasty things. So we have to make sure that that particular truck has a validity, proper eligibility to get in the plant. So that will be normally controlled by load ID. We will issue to our customer. Suppose I am customer to BP. Okay, I will contact BP telling that I will buy diesel from you for next 1 year around 1 million liter. Okay, and I can use as a customer, as a BP, as a customer. I am other customer, for example, I am Shell, for example, or I am dealing some my own retail or whatever it is. So I can use any vehicle, any driver, anybody can go and anybody can pick the material. So what BP will do to me is they will give a load ID for me, and they will have a contract with me. In the SAP point of view, BP will set up a contract for customer, and he will check with his customer how many two parties are going to receive. They will maintain the contract level. Okay, in this contract, this load ID can be used for any one of these two parties. So when these two parties are going to get the material, they will use the load ID as a proof of contract, or he is eligible to get in that bay, and he will be assigned for one material. He can pick the material until and unless the contract is completed. So load ID is the concept here newly, which is created in SAP system. To validate, I will show you the load ID master data one. So it will have the information about your customer, the material, plant, store location, and handling type, because the customer will be plans to one handling type, and so all this information will be stored there. And normally it happens for the pickup, because we are giving the rights to our customer, can go to the truck can go to the gantry automatically and pick the material. So we are controlling our system automatically, and so that the customer can go at any time whenever he need, and we can, that is called unplanned pickup. There is no planned. We already agreed he can go at any time and pick the material. Planned pickup means we will plan. The customer is, we are expecting the customer will come, we will make the shipment ready, we'll do the scheduling, we'll do the loading, it is happening. So in GD normally we have two kind of processes, pickup and delivery. Pickup means customer is coming with his own vehicle and picking the material. Delivering sales or delivering purchases means we are delivering. We have to plan. Okay, I have order, either sales order or purchase order. I have delivery, inbound delivery or outbound delivery. And what is the shipment? Means what is the vehicle? What are the plannings of compartment? What are the deliveries are there in the shipment level? And what time I have to load, and what is the loading date? Where to load? What is the loading plan? Loading server location. and delivery confirmation. So that is delivering. We are delivering to our customer. So we have normally two processes, pickup and deliver. And pickup again, we have a process called planned pickup and unplanned pickup. Planned pickup means the customer will tell us, I am coming to pick the material so and so date or time. This is a planned one. Unplanned is wherever you have contracts normally, it is unplanned pickup. So loaded is a concept of which is linked to your task system. It is nothing but identification for your loading or authorization for your loading. It is nothing but a master data which is having the information about your customer, sold to party, shipped to party, and material, and store location, plant, handling type. These are the basic information, and it will tell what is the process also, either planned pickup or unplanned pickup. I will tell you the load ID will show in system. Pickup from own stock. This is you are sitting in a customer sales support team. Received a call. So it is a Goel means a company, German oil company. Goel means that is a standard. In a standard SAP, you can see if you are going to customization, you will see this plant for your reference. German oil company. So they received a call from customer telling that I need diesel or some material and so and so quantity. So what we will do? We will sign it. We will accept the customer call. Nothing but a sales contract. So this is the company. So once you have signed the contract from your company side, okay, that will be because we have to tell that customer, okay, you are allowed now to pick the material. That is nothing but a load ID. Load ID. So that information has to be stored in our depot or refinery or gantry. Anything is okay with naming. So because we are signed and we are issued some identification, load IDs identification, the same thing we have to updated in the plant also, depot. So that is second step, updating the load ID in your plant. Third step is this particular customer, okay, can pick up at any time by using the load ID because he is already allowed for particular load ID, assigned for particular load ID. With that, he can pick up with load ID from this plant. So there is no involvement of company here. You don't need to call every time here and go here. So this is the first step. He signed with the company and the company gave the load ID to him as well as to the depot. Means the company is operating the depot telling that this is the load ID and these are the master data. This is the customer, this is the ship to party, and material plant, you can come to this plant, like that. Okay, so that the third step, you can see third step, the customer is directly going to pick up with load ID. Once he is loaded, okay, what happens? This information will go back to company. Loading data, how much he has received, how much is loaded for him, how much he has lifted, for example. You can tell how much he has lifted. This information will be updated back to our company, telling that, okay, this customer has came, or in short, what the SAP does is, it will update via inbound IDOC, telling that with reference to this load ID, under this temperatures and conditions, means temperature and volumes and these things, I have loaded this much quantity. Means he is having the information about what is the reference, what is the load ID, and what are the conditions, under what conditions he have loaded, and what is the final value of that particular material. You can pick a number of materials, so it will give all the information about materials and conditions and what load ID has referred. So that information will go back to SAP system, and then we'll invoice to customer accordingly. So here what happens? This process is pick up from own stock. You can go and pick the material, and if we are giving since we are operating our plant automatically, we are following a process called load process. This is a 5-step process. You can just try to understand on your own word. So there is sales order. You will have it another thing here. One step will be added. Nothing much. Customer is calling to the company. First step, and we will sign it. Second step is we will send that load ID to the plant. Third step is we have to plan the truck because we don't have the truck. Earlier step, he had the truck and he went there and picked the material. So the process can be used for the shipment process also. Not picking means not every time he is having the vehicle. Sometimes he will tell I will have to pick the material, but I don't have vehicle. So in that process, we will use the shipment process. So the third step will be adding additionally here. Nothing much. So we will load in our plant with our vehicle and we will deliver to customer. Here delivery is not, customer is not coming to us. So this is the delivered process. Pick up with the exchange agreement. This is another one. Exchanges actually I plan to cover later on, but I will tell you the overview of exchange agreement, exchange contract now. This is not your customer actually. This is your partner, like BP Shell or BP Exxon, something. So you are signing a contract, exchange contract with your partner, and you can get the load ID that will be transferred to your company, and it will be getting the material any time. So the exchanges we will discuss separately because that is having so many kind of types, different kind of exchanges we have. We'll discuss later on this example. So we have a depot system. The depot system normally we can call as a refinery, plant or gantry, and we have R3. Okay. So what data is exchanging in between them? For example, if we can see this is depot system, this is nothing but a refinery, and this is our SAP system. So what data is exchanging in between? So loaded master data has to be exchanged. Because loaded will be created in the SAP system, that will be updated in the depot, gantry, and sales order processing, delivery processing, and shipment processing, inventory, and all this information has to be updated in the loading depot system. Load confirmation will be coming back from the depot to SAP because depot is operating the loading. So whatever loading they are doing and whatever the references, under what reference they are using, they will send the confirmation to our SAP system. So the same confirmation will be sending back to our partner, telling that which reference to this load ID I am going to bill for you. This is the delivery number. So the load ID data will be exchanged between our partner and the SAP system. Just have a look into that later. So load ID master data, it looks like this. Load ID type, what kind of load ID type? As I said earlier, it is defining the process of the load ID, usage of the load ID. What kind of load ID is that? It is having. Either is a pickup customer or unplanned pickup customer or pickup delivered customer. Also, we have to define what kind of load ID it is because if you are getting something master data, you have to make sure what kind of master data it is. Similarly, what kind of load ID it is. And control structure will give you, as you know, material master data, how material master data is controlling the fields based on the material type. How custom master data is controlling the field based on the account group of the customer. Similarly, load ID this control structure only controlling these fields. So if you are taking one control structure planned pickup, so what are the master data you should maintain for that? Suppose if you are taking other control structure, the fields will be mapped accordingly. Okay. We'll have main information, additional information. Control field, additional control field. These are tabs you can see here. Main information, additional information. Control fields, additional control fields. You can just I will give the uh, um, transactions for that. I will show you in system, then you'll have a clear idea from SAP point of view. Task relevant documents are pickup scenarios and shipment process. Shipment process is the delivered scenarios or shipment scenarios. So in the shipment pickup scenarios, we have a contract order delivery or order delivery without having any contract. The load ID is important here because this is a task terminal automation system. To do any loading there, we should have load ID. And shipment process is, as I said earlier, order delivery. After delivery, shipment will start. Shipment scheduling, bulk loading, bulk delivery confirmation. So the shipment process load ID will come here because shipment is once shipment is scheduled, what happens next? It has to be loaded. With reference to what? Load ID. So load ID is important. Yeah, control structure already explained. Control structure explain you what are the fields. See, you can see field 1, field 2, field 3. So what are the fields are required to have your complete load ID based on your scenario. There are some functional modules for each control structure also. According to the control structure only, system will understand. For example, there is control structure. I am telling that planned pickup. Okay, so system has to create order delivery automatically, delivery and PG automatically. For example, if I am telling shipment control structure is a shipment delivered sales. For example, system has to create the shipment also. So system in the background control structure will help you to understand the function groups like create order, create delivery. So there are some calling function group which has control in the background. So already assignment will be at the order level. This I have to tell you. I will show in system. Task reference table actually where exactly we will maintain the configuration, because how system is understanding whether task is relevant or not, and how system is determining the load ID automatically, because it has to check the master data whether load ID is maintained for that combination or not. If combination is maintained, it has to be picked into the order level. So all this will work based on the configuration I will show you. Multiple load IDs also we can have. There's one contract you can use one, another contract you can use one, and you can have in multiple load IDs. Because multiple load IDs, why you having is, for example, you have one material, okay, but this material can be used by anyone, any number of customers. You will tell instead of giving to me one, you can have multiple based on your number of ship to parties. For example, you have one contract normally will sign with one ship to party, but he is going to use a number of ship to parties, so that we can have multiple load IDs. And this is about the process between. This is about that oil exchanges. I will come back to this later on. So now I have to show in system whatever I discussed now. So this is easy access where exactly you can see the shipment is. Go to logistics, sales and distribution. It is coming under sales and distribution. Bulk transportation. Okay. TSW will be coming under bulk scheduling, that will see later. So under bulk transportation we have a shipment here. So master data, master data, you have a transport unit master data. Okay, you have a vehicle master data, driver master data, meter master data. So you can maintain like this in different. And if you go to shipment, you can see the scheduling, loading, delivery confirmation. Work list is we can operate all these transactions by using something. See, these are the transactions. Go for F1, F2, F3, F4. Make change, create, change, display to delete. And similarly, loading will be G1, G2. Delivery confirmation transaction is O for H1, O for H2. FGH in short. So, we are creating shipment scheduling, getting a shipment, it is O for F1. If you are creating loading confirmation, O for G1. If you are creating delivery confirmation, O for H1. So, remembering the transaction is important. Now, I will show the configuration of the SPR process. SPRO, and it will be under downstream TD master data. Because in the front end now we have seen vehicles and these vehicles transport and everything. For that we have to maintain the master. We have to customize it. So what kind of transport unit types they are going to use. Suppose I want to create transport unit, I should have transport unit type. So shift rota, shift is normally if you take any gantries, any plans, normally they will have different kind of shift. So you have to define the shift, like it will be like a 1, 2, 3 shift, not like that. You can see one shift is between these times, second shift is between this time, so third shift will be this time. So normally it will be 1, 2, 3 shifts, 8 hours database license type, because tracking is license type. So creating any vehicle master data, we have to make sure what kind of license he has, and transport unit types, what kind of transport unit types we can have. You can see normally how this is defined is transport unit. I'll show you. Take first two, for example, this one transport unit. So how it is helping transport unit is, it is based on your mode of transport. For example, if I take BSEU, if I am creating any vehicle master data, I have to make sure what is the transport unit type it is using. Means based on that, system understand this is for mode of transport batch or something else. If I take RDPM, for example, it is taking the road transport unit. So transportation unit will be controlling your mode of transport and the volume or cages, what exactly unit you are going to use for that particular vehicle. So we have to define. Normally, it is in based on the mode of transport. You can see. So if you're getting any vehicle master data, you have to make sure. Let me open my vehicle master data. Transaction is O4V1. Yeah, I'm getting create vehicle master data. I have to make sure what kind of vehicle I'm doing. Okay, vehicle types we have to customize, because how it is coming based on our customization. See, whatever, for example, I'm creating for pipeline or I'm creating for truck. Okay, so these are the information that are coming here. Under here, you can see the transport unit. Let me take one created example. Where we have to keep the information about our vehicle. Taking it. You can see here based on your vehicle type, mode of transport is depending. And if you go to transport unit, this is the transport unit they are using, and it is having the maximum value and minimum value of maximum capacity in terms of weight, in terms of value. So it means one vehicle can have, normally we'll call it one transport unit. You can have multiple transport units also. If you take the barge, for example, truck normally will have one, but if you take the barge, it will have different kind of transport units. So we have to make sure that what is the capacities of each transport unit. So you can see here, this vehicle is having the owner, who is the vehicle owner, and what kind of vehicle it is. For example, this vehicle is for barge. I can't use this vehicle for mode of transport road. This is only for barge scenarios. And who is the carrier, and what is the route it is using, and what is the plan it is using, calendar, time zone, classification group. Classification group is nothing but we are classifying our vehicles like barge vehicles or truck vehicles, something. We can classify the vehicle. So how it works normally, if you are getting the shipment cost, nothing but you are paying to your vendor by telling that this vehicle belongs to this classification group. Means this vehicle is for truck scenario. So you can pay in straight away. Instead of going by vehicle number, you will maintain your vehicle master, all vehicle, whatever you are maintaining in your SAP. So you will maintain all the vehicle master data, and you will send to classification group. So you can pay to your vendor based on the classification group. So when you are using the shipment cost process, classification group is one of the important area where we will pay to the vendor based on the classification group. You can see vehicle attributes, length, weight, capacity. Capacity is important. For example, this capacity is 20,000 liters, but I have a delivery 25,000 liters, which system not supposed to do that. It is having the maximum capacity of 20,000 liters only. If you are having more quantity, more delivery quantity, you have to make sure the vehicle should have that capacity. And similarly, you can see the license type, kind of license this driver is having. You can maintain here. So transportation unit and vehicle types are from the configuration. Customize. We have to customize whatever fields, whatever options we have. For example, classification, we have to customize in SAP, SPRO, then only they can have the option. And if you have any doubt also, just go to MG activity. You can see what transportation unit controls. This is very important if you go for certification also. Mode of transport is controlling the mode of transport. It's controlling the physical type, whether or not vapor recovery system is present or not. Because since this is oil product, we have to make sure whether that particular transport unit is vapor recovery is available or not, is relevant or not, and unit of measure. So a transport unit type controls all these things. So if you are getting any vehicle master data, normally you have to make sure what transport unit types you have, to make sure what kind of mode of transport it is using, and what are the vapor recovery is available, vapor recovery relevant or not, and whether what kind of unit of measures you are going to use for that particular transport unit. And apart from that, actually, I think you have already should have this link. Just put SAP ISU downstream. You will have this link and click on oil and gas. It will give the entire oil and gas downstream and upstream. But now this is fine. I will send you this thing if you want. This is TD. Go to TD and make sure what all you should know, not depending on my word or anybody word. Just make sure what all you have to know. Of course, if there are some other things also there like unified shipment interface. If you are coming back to me, definitely I can tell whether it is important or not. But make sure the 3D process, you should know all these things. This one-time reading, just to spend some time and understand what your transportation is, and it will give you the better idea, and you can frame the wording on your own. So the good transportation is what are the things are there. Unit type you have to do compartment assignment. So it is having just moreover is a one-time reading, and you can just have a clear idea how it works. Yeah, configuration side to customize all these vehicle type, classification group, user screen is from a SAP point of view, you can ignore it, and routes and path determination. Routes and path determination follow the same as per standard SAP. Route determination is we have the departure country and destination country. In between, we have shipping condition and transportation group. So the route will be determined. Partner is we have different kind of partner function. This standard SAP only. So this is from the master data. Okay, master data normally for what we maintain is more specific to vehicles only. And bulk shipment. We have here two things mainly to understand, not two. Bulk shipment type. So similarly, it's just like can you give me 1 minute? I will be back. I'll put on mute. I'll be back in 1 minute. You can take break if you want for 5 minutes. We'll continue from the customization of the bulk shipment and further steps. Just I will be back in 5 minutes.
Okay.